man, here we go. It's happening.
Welcome. Goddamn. Welcome to the first ever episode 0 of the
Got Game
podcast. I'm your host, your co-host, Dan the Man.
And I'm Cameron.
And we're here to talk about some E3.
Yeah, it's E3 2018.
Yeah. After many bodily and technical difficulties.
Yeah, it's been a shit show getting this together.
Literally.
So what is it? It's now a full week after E3 started.
Well, we're anything if not topical. So
right. It's the following Sunday, technically Saturday after E3.
So it's been like a week.
Yeah.
It's been like a full week.
That's what I said. That's why I said a full week.
There it is.
We figured, why not talk about it after everybody's talked about it? You know, we wanted a full week to truly digest and pull in everything. And even though we tried to do that, we watched half of E3.
And also our caretakers, they didn't let us. They didn't let us watch it all.
Yeah, they're like, it's past your bedtime.
Yeah,
you can't go.
Yeah, it didn't fit within our helmet restrictions. So.
Right. Yeah.
So yeah, we'll go through it. I watched most of it.
Yeah, I watched limited bits and pieces. I mostly just looked at games that interested me, for the most part.
Yeah. So let's start it off with the EA conference. It was terrible. Moving forward.
They had Unravel.
They had Unravel too, yeah.
And I don't know. I never played the first one. I think I watched someone play it. It's a cute game, honestly.
Yeah.
It's really charming. I don't know. So the sequel is going to be multiplayer, right?
It's something like that.
So it's my understanding is that either you can play it co-op with 2 people or single player where you switch control of both of the Yarnies.
Yeah. And it's pretty endearing, and the developer seems like a good guy, but I'm never gonna give money to EA again, so I'll Pirate Bay it.
You should probably say that on the internet.
Yeah, it's genius. Sea of Solitude, another one. It was announced. It doesn't look bad. It was a very nervous German girl.
Yeah, that's the.
It's always like these game companies are like, let's get the most fucking autistic person
right
out there that is possible.
There's no unautistic person in the games industry. Dude.
No, but like she was very clearly nervous. It was very clearly her first night. It was like the Unravel.
It was like the first Unravel.
One, yeah.
How many years ago now? 2 or 3 years ago.
2, something like that.
Yeah, she was super nervous, but the game seemed really interesting. Based on.
Based on depression.
Yeah.
A lot of depression.
It looked interesting. It sounded interesting.
Yeah, it seems good. That'll be something. And then Anthem was also shown.
Big disappointment. Massive disappointment.
Well, it's the game that butchered Mass Effect Andromeda because they divided and did not conquer either.
I think Mass Effect 3 and Mass Effect Andromeda butchered Mass Effect Andromeda.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't think Anthem had anything. Anthem's gonna be garbage.
Well, Anthem's like a terrible Destiny that's driven by EA, and it looks like it has neither the fun of Destiny nor the creativity of Mass Effect.
From what they showed off, it's gonna be a very video gamey game. Like no matter what I kept seeing, I was not immersed in anything, and I get that it's an MMO, so like immersion's like backseat to it. But I don't know.
Well, you also have the Jagaloons who's like, we got 50 health points on Taurus 5. And you're like, it's garbage.
And EA was the only thing on Saturday.
And then everybody cares about FIFA. It looks like shit. I'm not gonna play it. Nobody who watches E3 is gonna play it.
The thing with I think the only big thing with FIFA was because Konami canceled PES. So whatever
they did.
Yeah, Konami canceled PES a while ago. So whatever, I can't remember the name of the league, but FIFA announced that league, the EULA League, I want to say it is. The EULA League is now going to be in FIFA, which is like big news for soccer fans because that league was exclusive to PES, but now all those players are going to be in FIFA.
Because PES played better. I know it had better mechanics.
Yeah.
But it didn't have the licensing of FIFA.
Yeah. Now FIFA is a monopoly on all soccer.
Yeah.
So.
Is that I think that's about it with
that was
EA.
that was about it with EA.
It was overall a bad smell and a half.
It wasn't EULA. Some other soccer league.
Yeah. Microsoft. They showed off a lot of third-party games, but their first party is also on PC, so there's almost no reason to buy an Xbox One. They showed off a lot of cool third parties. They showed off the Neo sequel, Cyberpunk 2077. Also very it's Deus Ex. It's Deus Ex.
Yeah,
it looks like just Deus Ex, except updated for modern times, and it's going to be
probably better because it's CD Projekt Red.
Yeah,
and not Square. Now, who develops it?
I think it might have been Eidos.
I don't really.
Oh no. Oh, nowadays it is Square Enix.
Yeah.
Yeah. It looks fucking good. It looks really good. But we'll just have to wait. I think that's pretty far off. I think that's like 2020.
Yeah.
Which is kind of sad.
But I mean, I would rather hear about it now and get it much later than.
Yeah. The indie at Xbox, as always, it was good, but nothing really. There was no like Cuphead this year. There was no like nothing that really stood up.
Well, I mean, there was Cuphead. There was literally Cuphead.
Yeah. The additional
yeah.
DLC.
But yeah, there was nothing super standout about the indie show.
Yeah, but there usually is. There's like a 5-minute segment always dedicated to all the indies.
Microsoft also announced more Gears stuff, right?
Oh yeah, Gears Tactics looks fucking great.
Yeah, because it's gonna be
Gears Funko. Gears Funko. I thought they hoodwinked me because they showed Gears Funko, and I was like, well, I'm not on board with this at all. And then they showed Gears Tactics, and I'm like, okay, you got me listening. And then they showed Gears 5. I think it's Gears 5.
Gears 5, yeah.
And I was like, well, I'm not gonna purchase that, but I will definitely look into Gears Tactics because for all intents and purposes, it ended at 3 for me.
Right.
4 was not necessary. 5 is most certainly unnecessary. It's almost like The Last of Us 2. That's later though. What other? I don't think there. I don't know. There wasn't really. There were a bunch of games shown. Oh, the new From game, where yeah. It's like Samurai Souls, except not Neo.
Yeah.
and with the grappling hook, and that looks pretty interesting.
Yeah.
That'll be pretty good.
Yeah.
But I don't.
Is that from? Is that going to be a Microsoft exclusive?
I don't think so. Okay. I think it'll be
because it's not
just there.
This one's not published by Bandai Namco.
Oh no, it's published by Activision.
Yeah.
That'll be interesting. But I just know with all Souls games, I've come to realize I've tried to experience them. I've tried to have fun with them. It's physically impossible to have fun with them. I'm convinced. It's I've beaten Dark Souls 3, played a lot of Bloodborne, played a lot of Dark Souls 1, and broken many controllers. And I don't think it's possible to have fun with it. I'm done trying to have fun with it.
I have a lot of fun with Dark Souls 3 and Bloodborne.
Dark Souls 3
I'm close to finishing Bloodborne.
Yeah.
I just don't have time. So it's so...
It is a pretty consuming game.
Yeah.
I think that's about all for Microsoft, isn't it? So then to Bethesda. I think it's between like Microsoft and Bethesda, whoever won. Because I loved certain things that Bethesda did, but it was like it started off with Rage.
Yeah, with Rage 2.
Rage 2, which Rage 1 wasn't good.
Wait. Microsoft, one last thing was Dying Light 2.
Dying Light 2, which is written by Chris Avellone, and that will be fantastic.
It's going to have this massive faction system that's going to...
As always.
Yeah, because Chris Avellone.
Yeah. So that will be good. Yeah. But I don't know. Aside from that,
I think that's most of note of Microsoft. And then next to Bethesda started with Rage 2, which I don't think anybody cares about.
I don't think even the developers cared about it.
The only thing I can say is that they're making it less gritty. It looks like they're
going a fun approach.
Yeah. Which is good because I mean Bethesda publishes now the Wolfenstein games and
which have a good sense of humor
and Doom and everything. And so like it's all about fast pace and bringing it back to 90s wacky, gory nonsense.
Yeah, run and gun.
Yeah, exactly.
So, and that'll be a fun change of pace, but I don't think anybody was asking for it.
No.
I want you to find me a Rage 1 fan. First off, they're almost impossible to find. I pre-ordered Rage.
I find it hard to believe that they're...
I'm not a Rage fan. I pre-ordered that game.
You say you're full of rage?
Yeah, I'm full of rage. I am very full of rage right now.
I don't know. I didn't hate what they showed off. I hated the musical intro to it.
Oh,
because that
yeah.
was terrible.
With the headbangers, the piano, and the guys going way too hard, and then all the fans who were like, nobody come to this for this.
It's like no one was like, yeah, oh, that's great, Rage 2. Ooh, oh, you put color in the thumbnails and the box art now. Are we supposed to like it? Are we supposed to praise you for that?
Yeah.
You decide not to just turn it into Mad Max 2.0?
Instead, I think they had a very similar reaction to me. I think they were enraged. Yeah, there you
That's
go.
the same joke twice.
Then what was I think the Prey DLC?
Yeah, which is on the moon, and it's like the roguelite type thing.
Yeah, something
where it's like you have a dungeon, but every time you go through, it gets like environmental traps are different, enemy placement's different. You just go, and I guess
it'll be fine.
I think it's a point A to point B, but like I think it's gonna be a kind of gauntlet-esque. I don't know,
something like that. Well, it's randomized, so yeah. I don't because like
I like pseudo randomized because my understanding like the map layout's always the same, but again, like it's just.
I like the gameplay of Prey, but I don't think it can stand well enough on its own without the world and the very dedicated and story and whatnot.
Yeah, neither of us has played much of Prey.
I know a lot about it,
right?
Because I decided to spoil it for myself, right. And I've played about like 20 minutes of it though.
Yeah, I mean it's a great 451 game from Bethesda. So
yeah,
it looked interesting. I just didn't have the money to buy it and didn't have the time to try and play it when it came out and stuff like that. I'll probably end up getting to play it. But yeah, the DLC...
Get it on a Steam sale.
DLC looked interesting. Yeah. That's about it. So what was next that they showed? They didn't bring out Todd Howard.
They did like the Elder Scrolls. They did the Elder Scrolls like app.
Oh, that was when
that might have been later.
That was at the end when Todd Howard. I'm trying to think. What else was after that? Did they? Oh, they showed a Doom
Eternal, yeah.
Well, they showed Doom Eternal. They basically.
I think that's closer than we think.
Yeah, but I mean, all they showed was a teaser for it.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, he's gonna crush the skull. He's gonna crush the skull.
Yeah. And it'll be fun though. It'll be more Doom.
We skipped over something with Xbox. They showed off Halo. Again, showed off in quotations.
Halo died. Halo died at 3.
Yeah. Well,
Halo died. So, Halo died at Reach. I'm sorry.
So Brandon, our buddy Brandon, pointed out to me that the helmet John 117 was holding, or whatever Spartan was holding, was apparently very, very similar to the Halo 3 style Spartan helmet. So he thinks that they're going to do something with that. I'm thinking what the Halo Infinite project is going to be is whatever the Dorito Halo Online thing is. I think it's finally going to fully launch in the US without any issues. I think that's my thought process of what it is, because that's like the only thing people are hyped for right now.
Yeah.
Was playing Halo 3 Online on PC. It could be something completely different. I hope it's not another storyline game.
I just don't care about Halo anymore.
Yeah, I can't. Never cared about Halo.
I loved the OG trilogy, and then kind of died when they handed it to people who didn't really care about it too much. So, because 4 was abysmal,
and 5 was garbage.
5 was worse than 4.
Didn't they recently fired the writer for it?
They probably did. I don't think they had a writer. I think they had ideas on a dartboard, and then they pegged them. They just threw at it, and then whatever came up. Oh, let's have a Forerunner that looks like a rat, like a rat. He doesn't even look cool. Oh yeah, you know the thing that made humans and the flood and everything else. Well, they might not have. It's been. I'm pretty rusty on my lore, but you know the thing that basically made the universe. They made the Halos. Yeah, they look like a rat.
He's a rat.
Yeah.
Master Splinter.
Yeah,
dude. He made the turtles, dude. He made everything.
Yeah, it was honestly horrendous, and the series is dead to me.
All right. Well, I can't remember too much of Bethesda until we get to Todd Howard's introduction.
Yeah, you had Pete Hines come out, and he's all Pete Hinesy. You know, he's doing Pete Hines things. You're like, I like you, but I'm dubious of your things because you're a marketer.
Anyway, Todd Howard's part, I don't know. I have a weak spot for Bethesda.
I have a weak spot for Todd Howard.
Yeah, honestly.
That man melts my heart whenever I see him.
But he started out. It was pretty goofy. He was pretty self-aware about shit, making fun of Skyrim.
That was
all the remasters
a good
of Skyrim.
meme.
And then went straight into Fallout 76, which I'm personally excited for because I've wanted a multiplayer Fallout experience for a while. I am a little weary of it, of course, because it's Bethesda, so it's gonna be a buggy mess.
Well, sometimes things just don't work. they don't just work.
Yeah. No. But yeah, Fallout 76, completely multiplayer survival game, from what we understand.
I'm not doubting the capability of it being fun.
Oh no! Oh, you'll have a blast.
I'm skeptical of how rage-inducing it will be. Because I know I'll be like, yeah, I'm gonna build a big base, and I'm gonna build a big base, and then there's gonna be some guy, and he's like, I hate that guy. I don't know why I hate him. He's just another person. I hate him, and then he's gonna come and break my big base.
One thing I have to say that the little gameplay that they did show off, I'm very excited that they didn't pull the EA fake in-game talking. It literally just cut to it going. The guy walks up, and the other guy just shoots him with a rocket launcher, which is how multiplayer games like that go. There's no talking. There's no, oh dude, check my 6. Oh man, we got 50 HP left on this guy. Like, there's none of that. It's literally you walk into a person, one of you is leaving alive. Yeah. And I just like that it was a big goof on that.
Yeah, it was Preston Garvey shooting at him.
Yeah,
and you're like, well,
Pete Garvey.
Yeah. So that was pretty cool.
So next they showed off
Starfield, wasn't it? Or they might have done the Elder Scrolls on the phone.
Elder Scrolls Blades, which is the mobile game they're coming out with, which is Elder Scrolls Dungeon Crawler for mobile, which he said eventually is coming to consoles. It'll eventually be on Switch, PS4, and Xbox, and stuff like that, which looked pretty cool. I mean, a free mobile game that's pretty. It's great.
It's gonna be like Fallout Shelter. It's gonna hold my attention for about 5 hours. And then I'm gonna be like, "Wow, there is little depth in this."
Right.
And then I'm gonna stop playing.
I don't know, because there's a whole town. You upgrade your town, and I don't know.
There's.
I'll have to play it.
And one thing I'm very leery of Fallout 76. So when he placed down the camp item, it subtracted caps, and I was like, "Well, there's an opening for microtransactions. That's scary." Because I know the guys at Bethesda, they don't want that in there. You know, it's like the guys at BioWare, they don't want microtransactions in there. But the people at ZeniMax and the people at Battlefield Vagina, it looks fantastic. 10 out of 10. No, but it like the microtransaction part of that, and I was very skeptical. I saw that and I was like, that could be bad. But it might be fine. Maybe it's just something you get from killing creatures.
That would be
killing the Mothman. And roaming West Virginia and killing all the inbred ghouls.
One thing so you watched was it in the No Clip documentary that they're talking about the nuclear evolution?
Yeah. It was I think it was the No Clip documentary. It might have been an interview with Todd Howard or something. I think it was the No Clip documentary though. On Fallout 76. So they were talking about how you'll see certain evolutionary dead ends, which I thought was a really cool concept because, they wouldn't be alive 200 years later, but they'd probably be there at the beginning of when all the radiation is there. So you'll see like some really screwed up frogs, see some really screwed up creatures, and then, they'll naturally die off or you'll slaughter them. And I thought that was pretty interesting. And then they whipped out the nukes. Or not the No Clip documentary, but when Bethesda did that, I was like, wow, well, this is gonna be Dark Souls level of infuriating.
Right, yeah.
I know I'm going to make a base, and I know it will be destroyed at one point.
So my issue with the base is that they say you're never gonna see a server list, but everything you do progress-wise is saved to your character. So how are you going to make sure that? Because, it'll take people a very short amount of time to find places in the map that are very advantageous to build their camps.
Yeah.
And just dominant strategy type stuff with any game, they're just, it's inevitable.
Yeah.
With patterns. So if I build a camp in a certain location, how will I make sure that nobody else builds a camp in that certain, and I don't get into a server where my camp no longer exists? That's the only thing I don't understand that they didn't really talk about.
Well, if it spawns in with you, or if you spawn in by your camp, but then that opens up, it's like if you spawn into a server that somebody's already built on.
Yeah,
and there's also no private servers or single player, which kind of pisses me off because it's like, well, I don't like other people. I like the option of playing with other people, but I don't inherently like playing with other people. But Dan just doesn't get a private server with one person, with one slot. So it will be fun. But it will be a very, very different Fallout game.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, yeah, that's inherent.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but it's super... It's either going to be remembered... I think it'll be remembered more closely to Fallout Brotherhood of Steel. I think it'll be like, well, it was an interesting idea, but in execution, it was garbage. Or like Tactics, where it was like, it was an interesting side off.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think it'll be near as popular as 4
or any of the main series. Yeah, absolutely.
Or any of the main series. No,
I don't think they expect it to be.
No, they shouldn't.
They're shifting. The way I see it is that they're shifting markets, because when you make a mainline Fallout game, you have a certain market that's going to buy that. There are people that enjoy the Fallout games. There are people that Fallout 3 was their first Fallout and they fell in love with it. So then New Vegas came out and they fell in love with that. And then 4 came out and they're like, yeah, I'll play the same game again. Why not?
Yeah.
So with this, they're branching out to... Because, I mean, survival games, they were a fad for a while. We had Rust coming out. You had The Forest. You had countless of building games on PC and stuff like that.
I think Minecraft sort of started that.
Well, yeah.
I feel like it. But
excuse me. But yeah, so you're reaching that market, and it's not really in the popular eye, but when you have a big company doing this, and so they're branching into a new market of people of more casual-esque gamers, I guess I'll say, because it's a survival game. People love playing survival games. Still people are always on The Forest. New survival games are being made every single day, and people still play them. So I don't know.
But if Cameron, if there's a battle royale mode, I might end it all. I might snort some wasabi. I might do something crazy. In here. That's about it with 76.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. So then, like we said earlier, they shut off Blades, which I don't know, looks fun.
It'll be fun. It'll be free too.
Then they showed again. All of this is mostly in quotations. They showed a teaser for Starfield,
and you're like, well, it's a next gen game. And why'd you show it?
Yeah, well, so they said next gen, but
next gen's probably not coming out until 2020.
Yeah, or maybe because the thing is that for the most part, a lot of these people making these consoles, all these companies making these consoles, they are really into this half-step generation stuff.
Yeah, with the PS4 Pro and the Xbox. Because it's Scorpio or whatever?
Yeah, or it's Xbox One X. It used to be called
the Xbox. I see what you're doing, Xbox.
And so... sorry, I lost my train of thought. So, I don't know if we're going to get a PS5 or an Xbox 2 or...
We will. I think we will.
Well, but I don't think for a while, because if we can keep half-stepping... Because, and where is there to go for a while? 8K? Really? We gonna try 8K gaming? Because I don't think processors are cheap enough to do that.
I think we should go for frame rate first.
Yeah, I agree.
Because 60 frames a second is, though it's becoming more mainstream. It's not. It's nowhere. There's still a ton of games that only run on 30 frames a second, and they aren't bad. I don't side with the people who are like, oh, they're unplayable. They're 30 frames. I've played games at 20 frames a second, though I wouldn't recommend it. It's more akin to a slideshow than it is a game.
No, but
it's playable. It's playable.
The thing is, we went through an entire generation of consoles where everything was locked at 30 frames a second, and no one died. Like the PS3 and Xbox 360 were tied to 30 frames a second for most games. There were a couple that ran in higher frame rates, super simple 2D games, but everything was fine. Now that we're back to 60, I don't want to see a regression for graphical fidelity. I would rather keep going through 4K 60 frames a second games with whatever processors we have now, instead of them like, oh, we're gonna jump straight to 8K and you're gonna run at 10 frames a second because our processors are shitty until our third half-step generation. And then I don't know. I don't...
Well, it's like Bloodborne. Bloodborne's a gorgeous game that has just horrendous frame drops. Like, very, very bad.
That's locked at 30 and still has horrendous frame drops.
Yeah, though if it was unlocked, I feel like it could run at like 40.
Yeah.
For most places, and then it'll hit like a 10.
Starfield...
and Elder Scrolls 6.
We got a teaser, and Elder Scrolls 6, which I'm assuming is also going to be a next gen.
Well, so Starfield is technically in development, but it's years off. And then because there was that 4chan post that was like Fallout 76 is going to be a Rust clone, we're not going to see a next Elder Scrolls for a really long time because ESO is doing really well, and then Starfield is in development, but we won't see it for a while.
They also did a, because what was it? Somerset already came out, but they just kind of went over some more stuff.
Yeah, I think they did stuff with ESO.
They were just like, hey, thank you guys for making ESO so popular and making us all this money.
Yeah, because
it's okay because they're gamers too.
They skewered a couple of whales and they're getting some money. But the thing is, so Starfield is in development, but it's going to be a next-gen game. Next-gen will probably be 2020, 2021. Elder Scrolls 6 is basically just a brain fart right now. It's just an idea.
It was just something to satiate fans because for the most part, people are pretty... I don't think people are pretty split on how sick they are. I've seen Skyrim pop up everywhere. And they even made one of the memes in the beginning. Is like, oh, Skyrim now on your Alexa and your
which it actually is,
and your LG fridge and stuff like that. It is just goofy stuff, but yeah, everybody's sick of it. Like we had Skyrim, we played Skyrim. Give us something else.
Yeah. We had Skyrim. We played Skyrim. Yeah, we rated it a 5 out of 10. Please leave us alone.
Elder Scrolls 6 is unnamed. So I'm assuming it's gonna be because they're doing Fallout 76 with basically all of West Virginia.
Yeah.
It's gonna be. They said it's their largest map yet, which makes sense because there aren't any NPCs or really too many detailed locations. Every post-apocalyptic settlement's gonna be built by people. Actual people. So I guess Elder Scrolls 6 is gonna be like most of Tamriel.
I'm hoping it's either High Rock or Hammerfell or something, or just a big province.
Yeah.
Maybe it would be a good goof if it was like the Orcish mountain, because they have just like a mountain range.
Right.
They're like, here's 4 mountains with orcs on it. Have fun.
And other than that, I think that was pretty much it for Bethesda. Bethesda ended on Elder Scrolls and Starfield.
Yeah, but I still think it's ridiculous how it's like, yeah, we'll show you a game that's years off, and then we'll show you a game that we basically have a couple of doodles for, right. And with just a trailer, because there's no way it's not even it's probably in pre-development right now. There's no way it's actually in development.
Some people looked into like what they showed, like, because the trailer they showed for Elder Scrolls 6 goes over a mountain range and like shows like a castle-y area.
Yeah.
And people know what that's from. People have said they know what that's from or what they think that's gonna
I think
be.
it was speculated as High Rock, but okay. I don't know. And right. I don't even care at this point cuz it's like with the Elder Scrolls, what is it? 5, yeah, Skyrim, they revealed it like 2011. It was a big bombshell and like nobody really knew about it. Same with Fallout 4. There were leaks and stuff, but right. Like overall, going up to E3 2016? 2017? I think it was 2016. Or 2015. Oh, God. That was... Wow. Fallout 4 was a long time ago.
Yeah, it was 3 years ago.
But in 2015, and they showed it, and it was a big bombshell, even though I think some of the leaks got out, and they had to show, like, a trailer first. But, like, they had a lot to show.
Yeah.
And now, what are they going to show for the next couple of years? I genuinely don't know.
I guess they'll show off more Doom. Maybe Prey 2.
Maybe some Quake Champions stuff.
Yeah.
Hey, we added another lizard. Here you go.
He's blue now.
Yeah. So off to Square Enix. It was about a 30-minute press conference with nothing to show. You know the Kingdom Hearts trailer that got shown 76 times?
Yeah, it was
shown there.
Again. Yeah.
Yeah. They could have done stuff. They could have done a lot of cool stuff. They could have done Deus Ex. They didn't. Could have shown Hitman 2, which had an E3 trailer. They didn't. They barely showed anything. I think they showed some Tomb Raider stuff.
Oh yeah, the third Tomb Raider game now?
Yeah, I think it's the third.
Of the reboot.
But nothing really interesting and nothing I care about. So
fair. Is the third gonna follow suit and come out on Xbox first and then come out on everything? Or was that only for the first one?
I think it was only for the second.
Only for the second? Oh, okay.
Yeah. Then next you had Ubisoft, and Ubisoft, well, they started off with like a bunch of furries dancing around. A bunch of people. It was for Just Dance. They were in panda costumes. They were all marching around, and then they finally brought out the games. They had like the Division 2, Assassin's Creed Odyssey, which I think Assassin's Creed Odyssey will be fine. The Division 2 will be okay. It'll probably be.
Is that the sequel to Super Mario?
Oh yeah, they had Rabbids DLC. They had this like Starlink game, I think. It was like a flying game. They had Star Fox. They had Beyond Good and Evil too, which is still.
This collaboration with Ubisoft and Nintendo is making me real uneasy.
No, I think it's fine because Ubisoft was one of the few publishers that didn't abandon like the Wii U, and I think it's gonna pay dividends for them like way in the future.
Yeah,
they haven't ported everything, but I think they made Zombie U. They made all the Just Dance games for the Wii U, and they've been a pretty good publisher. And I don't know, Assassin's Creed Odyssey. You get dialogue options because it's so far in the past. Who cares what you fucking say? Like, it's gonna be nonsensical.
When is
it's set during the Athenian Spartan War, I think.
So,
where the Athenians win, so it's like I'm pretty sure you can side with either one, but doesn't really matter.
Right. So Origins isn't the origin, or
the Origins is technically before. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. All so right. It'll be interesting.
So wait, and then the first with oh god, I can't think of his name. The very first Assassin's Creed.
Altair?
Yeah, Altair. Where were you? That was during the Crusades?
Yeah.
Okay.
That was during the...
Because it was the introduction
of
the
Knights Templar. Yeah, that was the Crusades, I think. Yeah. So wait, who
are the bad guys in the new ones if the Knights Templar isn't established?
That's a good question. I'm not entirely sure. I think they're still called the Templars.
That's dumb.
Yeah. I'm not entirely sure. I haven't played Origins, but I really want to. And I haven't played...
So, are they making now Assassin's Creed games every 2 years?
Every 2, 3... Or every 1 or 2 years.
Okay.
Something like that. And when that comes in...
Because Origins came out... Oh, God. Origins came out last fall, right?
Well, I thought Origins came out like a year or two ago, but I could be wrong.
It came out in 2017.
It did?
Yeah. So it makes sense if Odyssey's going to be released next year.
It's either 2018 or 2019. I don't remember which. I know they revealed a date.
I just understood the name Odyssey.
Yeah.
I feel stupid.
The Iliad.
Yeah.
The Odyssey.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, they didn't show a whole lot that I was interested in. I don't think they had Rayman, and I think they showed off the Donkey Kong DLC for the ungodly creation, which is Rayman, Mario. The Rabbids, yeah.
Mario and Rabbids
and
Kingdom
XCOM,
Battle.
And you're like, Jesus, who thought of this?
The only game that forces you to have certain players
in the party,
in your party due to a obligation based on the title.
Yeah.
Because if you don't, then it's just Mario.
Yeah. So nothing insane for me to report from there. PC gaming show. It had a lot of cool indie games. It had some weird mic moments. Had some mic memes. Some of the mics didn't work.
Oh, that's nice.
They had some okay hosts. The games I liked there, they were shown pretty early on. The only ones that stick out in my mind, it was the Hunt Showdown, which I'm already looking forward to, and it's already playable. And then Sable. Sable just looks like an anime. It just looks absolutely really gorgeous.
Cool. It looked gorgeous.
And there's a couple other.
I have no idea what it's about, so I'm not too hyped, but it looks phenomenal.
It'll be a fun world to explore, and if the music is as high quality as what was shown in the trailer,
and it was the
amazing
team that made the game also made the music. Is that what you were saying?
No, they have like another team that made the music, and
okay.
And they're like, I think they're like a band or something. It's gonna be pretty good. And they showed a couple other indie games, but nothing that really sticks out in my mind.
Oh, the only other game I want to talk about, I think it was from Xboxes, was Tunic.
Oh yeah, Tunic was shown. That was okay.
Yeah, it's gonna be Xbox's Zelda.
Yeah.
So,
basically, it looks fun.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it
looks difficult as well. I'll probably get pretty pissed off with that one.
We don't have to worry about it. You don't have an Xbox.
Yeah, fair enough. Sony is next. They showed The Last of Us 2. With like, did you watch it?
No, I didn't. I didn't.
It was like Ellie dancing.
How many years passed? Last of Us 1 is supposed to be. She looks slightly older in all the ads.
I'm not entirely sure. I don't think Joel is in the picture anymore, and I thought The Last of Us was such a complete...
you mean the most interesting character with the greatest arc is not going to be in the sequel?
Yeah, the arc that didn't change him.
Yeah.
Which is good, because, like, people don't just change. I'm very conflicted, because I know I'm going to buy it. I know I'm going to play it. But I don't know if I'm going to enjoy it. I think I can enjoy it as a standalone game, but I can't enjoy it as a companion piece.
Oh, yeah.
Because the game The Last of Us is such a complete and great story. I don't think there's very much room for a sequel, and I don't like what the writers did, telling me my interpretation of the ending was wrong. And they're like, okay, well, I think you just want a sequel.
Yeah. What was it that her saying okay was her not believing Joel?
Yeah, it's like, well, I think it's her believing Joel.
Yeah.
And, like, there's clearly a reason. I think it's less her believing Joel and believing that there's a reason that he just said what he said and he clearly lied. But, like, you know, there's a reason for it, and maybe she should just leave it alone. She should go live a quaint life with Joel, and it would be amazing. But The Last of Us 2, it had some cool gameplay and stuff that looks scripted, but I don't know if it is.
Right.
It looked really insane, and there was some really cool sections with combat, and then she's like dancing with this girl, and then they're like, she's like, they were talking. She was like, nobody's staring at us; they're only staring at you. I'm not competition for all the guys. And then the girl's like, ha, what if you are competition? And they kissed. And you're like, okay, well, I knew she was a lesbian from the DLC in the comics. It's cool. She's still a lesbian.
Oh, wow. That's canon. You kept it. Good job.
I don't really know. It was okay. It was like dancing. And it was pretty well weaved together, but it was just like, I don't know. It was like, it just seemed forced. It was like, okay.
And then they kiss.
Yeah, and then they kiss. And she's like, oh, what if you are actually the people, or the person that they should worry about? And it's like, well, you were getting dicked by another guy because the other guy was talking about getting back together with you. So are you bisexual? It's like, I'm just more confused on this new girl's sexuality.
Dude, it's all non-binary now, dude.
Yeah,
Post-apocalypse.
I don't know. It was confusing. But it was a confusing moment for me sexually. But it was more. It was okay. And what they showed, and I think it'll be a great, like I said, a great standalone game, but not a good companion piece.
What else did Sony show off?
They showed Spider-Man.
Okay. Insomniac.
It'll be as entertaining as Batman Spider-Man. it'll be a good game. It'll be the Arkham of Spider-Man, except for Spider-Man 2. And it won't have that spicy pizza music. So,
dude, what if it does?
If it has that, I'd be very happy. But it seems okay. And then they showed in I think it's Sucker Punches or Sony Santa Monica's game, that was Ghost of Tsushima, which looks amazing. It's when the Mongols invaded Japan, and you're in the, I think, province of Tsushima, and you're like fighting them, yeah. And it seemed interesting. I don't know how the combat will work, but I hope it's good. I'm optimistic for it. I don't think they showed really anything other than of note for me, and it was okay. It was an okay show. They had these bizarre interludes where like these cartoon characters were like playing instruments, and then they would like break them. And you're like, Sony, I don't get what you're doing. I'm not picking up what you're putting down. They had a pretty weak conference because they showed like four games.
This isn't hip with the kids.
They showed Death Stranding as well. And Death Stranding looks good.
Was there a new trailer?
There was some like gameplay and stuff.
Really?
It looked like gameplay. It didn't have a HUD. It looked okay, and you're like, and you see pictures of like of Kojima and like Norman Reedus smoking cigarettes, and you're like, what the fuck is going on in your head? What are you thinking? You're like, I still don't understand any of it. We have more questions than answers.
Right. Well, that's always Kojima's way, though.
Yeah, and I think they only showed like 4 games, and it was like an hour and a half of my time, and I was content with what I was shown, but
nothing wowed.
And then the final one was Nintendo, and it was pleasantly short. But they didn't show Yoshi. They showed a ton of Smash.
What is coming out? Yoshi's what?
Something about Yoshi.
Yeah. The one that's all cardboard and toys.
Yeah.
And no longer wool.
Which sucks because the wool Yoshi was amazing. And they showed a ton of Smash. They showed the entire roster of Smash. They showed some Smash gameplay. Yeah. And
anybody we weren't expecting?
They bringing back everybody, including Solid Snake.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, so that'll be fun.
So that's a good meme.
They showed some other games, but I think they showed Starlink for a little bit, which is the Ubisoft game.
Which is the one, yeah, Ubisoft game.
With Star Fox and stuff.
So is it just like a gallery shooter type,
I don't
know what it looks
know. It's like you get to build your own ship, sort of like you get to build your ship in real life, like a toy, like the mechanic from Skylanders.
Oh, okay. Wait.
And then you get to attach it, and you get to play with it in the game.
I think.
And then it's just.
Hold on,
I don't know.
Sorry, I've been watching a lot of Adam Savage's Tested on YouTube.
Yeah.
And they were at a Comic-Con, and there was, I think that's someone's startup that got bought out by Ubisoft.
Maybe.
I want to look this up real quick. Where's my phone? So, but other than that, that's kind of all Nintendo had.
Yeah. Nothing super worthy of note. I just watched it and ate breakfast, and it was okay. It was a pleasant experience.
It's called Starlink?
Starlink, yeah. I don't think they show. I know they showed other things. I think they showed a Fire Emblem game. Yeah.
The branding looks different, so I don't know if it's the same. But yeah, sorry. Those just sounded. There was an augmented reality game that someone was working on as a startup on, I think, Kickstarter, or maybe GoFundMe or something like that. That was basically the same thing. Like, you have all these interconnecting pieces that you would scan into your phone, and you would play the game through your phone and stuff like that.
Huh.
Did they show anything else like Labo?
No, I don't think they showed any of Labo. Yeah, it was an okay thing. I think they showed a couple other games, but they didn't. They really focused heavily on Smash, and I don't play Smash very often. I like it. It's okay. It's the best of the fighters. I'll admit that. It's but it's nothing I'm really excited for. So yeah, that
concludes E3.
Yeah.
Overall, I mean, there's like every E3, there's a handful of games I'm gonna get that I've probably known I'm gonna get. But yeah, I don't think anything came out that shocked or wowed me.
No, not at all.
I think I got excited to just know that they're making a Doom sequel, which basically everybody knew they were gonna do. But that Bethesda's gonna make a Doom sequel.
Yeah.
Nothing from Microsoft excited me. I think I've come to terms with mobile games, with big developers making mobile games now. I mean, microtransactions are gonna suck, but I'm over the oh my god, what's gonna happen moment. Like, yeah, they're gonna make mobile games, whatever. Nobody has to.
Oh well, yeah.
But yeah, absolutely nothing shocked me or blew me away this year. Mostly because everything got leaked. But
yeah.
I'm trying to think if there's anything else we missed or didn't talk about. Oh, there was the one game that EA had that you said that sounded really interesting.
What was it?
I don't remember.
We talked about Sea Assault, dude.
No. Your brother made fun of you for thinking it sounded neat, and they didn't show you anything of it. Was that Sea Assault, dude?
No, I thought there was like a mech.
There was like a mech game or something.
No, I think that might have been Starfield when I was like, I'm excited.
Okay.
And then he busted my
balls.
Because
it was from EA. It was after they showed Battlefield.
Oh, actually, speaking of mechs, one other game I actually didn't get to mention. Nintendo had like a mech game they were showing. That seemed pretty cool. I couldn't tell you the name even if I tried. But it looked pretty neato burrito. Something I'll be watching. They didn't bring out Shin Megami Tensei 5. They didn't bring out anything I'm really hyped for. in terms of the Switch, and it was overall it was pleasantly short. Although Square Enix should not have had a conference, there was no reason Square Enix should have had a conference. I wish they would have shown more, but overall I'm kind of content with what I saw. I'm not really hyped for anything. Like I'm. This year will be bad.
Yeah, because there's not much coming out this year that are.
I think Red Dead 2, isn't it? Maybe.
But that even get showed off at E3?
Oh God, no! I don't think Rockstar ever really makes an appearance at E3.
Right.
I wish they would.
I wasn't sure if anybody.
Although I wish they would.
Well, they make one game every 5 years, so why would they?
But that game gets bought and sold for years to come.
Yeah.
It's an interesting business model. Because they have millions of dollars to put downrange for a game. And there's no way they develop just one at a time. So, yeah.
Well, I mean, right now, what does Rockstar? They're probably just gonna cycle through Red Dead and GTA.
Yeah.
From now on, they don't really make much else unless they make another bully game.
That'd be pretty cool. There'd be a lot of cool games they could pull. I think Rockstar has a pretty solid library of IPs. So. Yeah, that was E3 2018 in review. Oh yeah, I didn't watch Devolver Digital because I didn't like their first conference. I get it; it's postmodern art. It's really interesting. Now please leave me alone. Although the Hotline Miami guys are working on a pretty cool game.
Oh yeah,
it's like 2D. It's also really? shoot 'em up. I can't remember. Like all I remember is there's I think it's My Friend Pedro. I think that's actually what it's called, and I'll show you it. But it seemed interesting to me. But yeah, E3 in 2018 in review. I'm quite tired right now.
Yeah, me too.
It's 3:30 in the morning, and it was a bad E3.
Yeah,
it was overall. It was probably a solid C-. See me after class.
Right.
Like you did not show me enough. Which is surprising.
This did not reflect your best efforts.
I think overall, I was most pleasantly surprised with the PC gaming show.
Yeah. Because
I had literally zero expectations from it, and it showed me a bunch of indie games, which I can't remember all of.
Sorry, one other thing, Metro Exodus.
Oh yeah, Metro Exodus. I already know that's going to be a good game because I like the Metro series, but
so confirmation bias.
Basically, but when you have Metro 2033 and then Last Light, which are both, in my opinion, masterpieces of the first-person shooter genre, and immersion.
They do Half-Life better than Half-Life.
Because Half-Life wasn't a good game.
Okay,
that's a topic for a different day. But Half-Life, I will stand by that. Half-Life 1, very good. Half-Life 2, I'm convinced is a bad game. I'm convinced. It's.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everybody's like, dude, it's a really good game. Okay, when's the last time you played it?
It has not aged well.
No. I can go back and I can play all my favorite games. Vampire Masquerade, aged pretty well. Okay, I have to mod it to high heaven, but the writing aged well.
New Vegas was pretty good.
New Vegas, if I put NVAC on, it runs fantastically and it won't crash my 100% playthrough. And ruin my entire save data, and I won't play it for another year and a half. I'm not speaking out of experience or anything.
I'm not bitter.
Wolf Among Us runs swimmingly if I don't play it on the 6th generation consoles where it's a slideshow. Many other games I love that I can go back. Yeah. And Metro.
Was there? I mean, did Telltale show up at anybody's?
I hope they die.
Okay.
Telltale has
the Batman games were supposed to be really good. I guess. But that's all I know.
Telltale has the really good meme of illusions of choice. And you're all my choices didn't matter because I chose in the minority and you designed for the majority.
We'll probably talk about this more, but I really like that Telltale's best writers left and made Firewatch, which is a game that has a horrible story.
Which is... yeah, that's very true. But yeah, E3 overall, it's just... It wasn't exciting.
All right, well, Dan, I think that's going to do it for... the first episode, the very first episode 0 of
Gut Game.
Yeah.
There were a whole lot on this episode. I don't think we can count them, but
yeah, way too many to count. I mean, we are just bathing in extra
games.
So, yeah, just I guess tune in next time if you want some unstoppable games in your life.
So the idea is every week, hopefully. At some point during the week. But yeah, if you listened to all of this garbage, thank you. And hopefully next time we have slightly less games, but still way too many.
Yeah.
So I think that's it. Yeah.
All right. And one more thing. I love you. All right. Goodbye.